There are moments in life that don't arrive with warning or ceremony. They don't announce themselves as turning points. They begin quietly an ordinary night, a small deviation from routine. And yet, within those moments, entire lives can be rewritten. This is a story about a moment of witnessing. A moment where silence became both protection and prison. The city was never truly quiet, but that night it felt heavier than usual. Arman Vale had stayed late at the office again. He left just after 11 p.m., stepping out into a dimly lit street where the streetlights flickered intermittently, casting uneven pools of yellow light. That's when he heard it. A voice, sharp, fractured, not loud but urgent enough to cut through the ambient noise of the city. He turned toward the alley between two aging brick buildings. It was narrow, poorly lit, and partially obscured by a dumpster. His instincts told him to leave, to ignore it. But curiosity is a powerful thing. So is concern, and sometimes so is fate. He peered in 3 figures, one on the ground, 2 standing over them. The scene was unmistakable in its intent. One of the standing figures stepped forward. The other looked around, suddenly alert. And then, for a brief moment, their eyes met. Arman froze, instinctively stepping back into the shadow. Recognition, or something close to it, flashed across the figure's face. "We're not alone," the figure said quietly. Arman's heart began to race. He remained still, hidden behind the corner, watching. The injured man spoke, his voice trembling. "Please, I won't tell anyone." Then everything escalated. Arman turned away, unable to bear the rest. Silence returned. Final, the figures disappeared into the night. Arman stayed long after they were gone, approaching the body cautiously. By the time help arrived, Arman had already stepped back, watching as paramedics worked under flashing red and blue lights. He didn't mention everything, because one face lingered in his mind, a flicker of familiarity that chilled him. 2 days later, the first message arrived. "You saw more than you should have. Then, we know who you are." That evening, he found an envelope under his door. Inside was a photograph of his family. The note read, "Speak, and they disappear." 2 truths battled inside his mind. Silence would protect his family, but speaking would serve justice. There was no version where everyone won. He began noticing he was being watched. A car that appeared more than once. A figure at a distance who lingered too long. Arman reached a breaking point on the 6th night. He stood by the window, asking, "What kind of person am I becoming by staying silent?" He made his choice. He reached out to a trusted contact and began documenting everything securely, carefully, building a trail of evidence. Speaking up didn't have to mean being reckless. It could be done strategically. Arman was no longer passive. He had moved from witness to actor. Law enforcement began making progress. The network behind the crime unraveled. The injured man survived and eventually identified his attackers. The threats stopped. Arman's role remained anonymous, but his family remained safe. Silence is not neutral. It is a choice. In the end, Arman didn't just witness a crime. He witnessed a version of himself being tested. Courage is rarely about fear disappearing. It's about moving forward despite it.